Hi, it's Friday, September 23rd, and we are at MANNA Food Bank. It is Hunger Action Day. Hunger Action Day is the day every year that MANNA and all of our food bank partners across the entire country come together to raise awareness around the issue of hunger. It's what we all work on together every single day. And today we have a really special episode of MANNA Live. I'm your host, Kara Irani. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for MANNA Food Bank here in Asheville, North Carolina. And today we are excited to welcome guests who are incorporating hunger action into their everyday lives. Thank you for joining us for Everyday Action with MANNA Food Bank. We are going to start off with an amazing first guest. And I would like to introduce you to our friend, Megan Potts. And Megan, tell us about you and your work and where you come from.
Okay, well, I actually work up in Cashers, back in the mountains. Work at the Fontana Regional Library in a small branch extension of the library system. I'm the assistant librarian there. And because it's so small, we all do a lot of different jobs. So I work with kids, I do bookkeeping, I do all kinds of things. And then I also have a production company that does theater, and through that I have a youth theater program.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how is it that you got connected to MANNA?
Well, through my youth theater program, feeding the kids is a really important part of it. Whether I'm doing a Saturday morning and they're coming first thing or after school, they're always hungry. And I didn't want to just be giving them potato chips.
Sure.
Because, you know, that only goes so far. So it was, my program's a free program to all of the students who are involved. And it was eating up a lot of my grant money, having to feed these kids. It was really a wonderful thing, but I was losing a tremendous amount of things we could use in programming. So I had heard of MANNA and got hold of y'all to see whether or not it would be a good fit. And that was last spring. And its program's just been growing in the area since.
So now we are doing MANNA Packs with Megan and the community there in Cashiers. And if you all are familiar with Cashiers, you know that it is a very wealthy area of Western North Carolina. There's a lot of money there, but there's also a very large discrepancy between the people who live and work there and the people who come to visit, you know, have their second homes there. So tell us a little bit about what that dynamic is like there in Cashiers.
Well, I work in both Cashers and Highlands, and that's true in both areas.
Yeah.
One of the nice things about the youth theater program and the library is it's a chance for these two groups to come together and kind of be on the same footing, especially with the youth theater program and getting food through that. They're all on the same level. And it's just really good for them to spend time together, I think, and not see any difference in each other, which is more likely to happen when they're kids.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's one of the interesting things that we talk about at MANNA is, you know, whether you live in a wealthy area or a very poor area in Western North Carolina, there is food insecurity in that neighborhood. And that is very true in your area, especially Megan, I know. And since Megan came on board with MANNA last year doing MANNA Packs, you're now helping to support, what, almost 100 kids a week?
Yeah. It's amazing how quickly the program has grown as the word has started to get out that it's available.
Tell us about a moment when you realized how vital this program really is for the children who need food every day.
Yeah, well, and it's not just food up where I am. Housing, and that I understand that's here too, has become a horrible issue. So we're finding a lot of people that can't find a home to live in with their families. They're living in cars or RVs in the national forests. Well, as the word has gotten out that food has been available, there's a lot of kids that have been just kind of hanging around town. There was a specific day where a family had come in. The kids were trying to find things to do, and they just looked hungry. So I had a program earlier in the day, and I said to my coworker across the library, "Oh, I've got all this extra food. Jess, do you have anything today?" And the family the little kids came over and they asked Mom if it was okay. And this one little boy, I don't know when was the last time he had eaten, but he grabbed a Pop-Tart and ripped it open and threw that whole thing in his mouth. And he just got this smile. And when they went to leave, this child was skipping out of the library. We sent them out with things and they come back frequently now.
That's
which is
wonderful.
great.
That's amazing. The impact that even just food can make in a child's life. It means it's the difference between them participating, you know, being able to participate in school and activities, and the difference between them not feeling good or, you know, behavioral issues are often a really big sign of food insecurity. I'm sure that you see a lot of that there where you all are.
Yeah, very much so. And even the kids who are not in that economic bracket, it amazes me on a Saturday morning how many of them come to class hungry. Sure. And as you said, if they haven't eaten, they can't think, they can't concentrate, they get a little persnickety at times. Whereas we start with our snack and our conversation and how's everybody doing today, and then they're ready to go. It's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to take a minute and show everyone what our MANNA Packs program looks like. So this week, this is what is going out today in a lot of school bags across Western North Carolina. We serve thousands of children every single week with the help of folks like Megan. And the way that you have woven in this into your everyday life is just so beautiful. We are so appreciative of it. And so today we have macaroni and cheese, we have cereal, we have, let's see, what is this? Chicken with brown rice. So we have some really nice healthy options that are coming out. Yogurt, these are always great. The apple go-go bags. The juice. I know that they love these a lot.
They love those.
Yeah. And then some snacks. And this is the kind of stuff that, you know, we know that we're trying to strike a balance between what kids are going to eat when they get home and also something nutritious that's going to give them some really good energy and nutritional value for them to actually take home with them. So these are the kind of things that we have going out in the MANNA Packs right now. And Megan is one of the people who is helping make this happen every day in her everyday life. Before we go to our next guest, one last question. How would you recommend that people weave these kinds of things into their everyday lives? I know that's a big question.
It is. I'm very fortunate because it fits so well. I'm afraid I don't know. It just fits so well for me. And you know, I have kids around all the time. I also go and do things at the school. So I think it just kind of depends on where you are and what you're doing. But
there's always a way.
There are ways of doing it, sure enough.
There's a way. Well, thank you so much, Megan. We appreciate you being here, coming all the way to Asheville from Cashiers. I know it is quite a haul. And we are just so grateful that you are helping put food in kids' plates on their tables. Families get a little bit of break, and it just really does make a really big difference every day. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your help making it happen.
Awesome. Well, I am excited to introduce you to our next guest. But before we do that, I just want to take a minute and let you know that we are doing a ticket giveaway today on our live stream. We are going to be doing a Empty Bowls ticket giveaway. Empty Bowls is one of MANNA's signature events, and it is always a sellout event. I think we have fewer than 100 tickets left right now. And so these things are a hot commodity. And one of the features of Empty Bowls is this incredible culinary community that comes together to help not just feed people at the event, but then thousands of people through their support of this important fundraiser. And I'm really excited to introduce you to our next guest. Our next guest is Matt Farr with Red Fiddle Vittles. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Tara.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Very good. If you are familiar with MANNA over the last couple of years, you might know Matt. He is a former volunteer manager with MANNA Food Bank and has some really wonderful ties to MANNA. But tell us about what it is that you do right now.
Sure. Well, my wife, Erica, and I are the chefs and owners of Red Fiddle Vittles. We're a catering and private chef company that recently opened a storefront in South Asheville on Hendersonville Road. We're now more like a gourmet grocery and Appalachian kitchen. We still do the catering and private chef thing, but we also do heat and serve meals that we sell out of our storefront. We have a number of other like frozen prepared goods that we sell out of there, all using local ingredients and really focused on building community with the food that we create and share. It's really important to us that we're an active part of the community and that we're supporting each other in what we do and how we go about our lives. And so we try to make sure that people understand where their food comes from, what impact buying local has on the lives and families of those who make the food and produce the food that we eat. And that's really how we see one avenue of addressing food insecurity is building resilient local economies with supporting each other by buying local.
That's awesome. And Matt and his wife, Erica, are incredible members of the local sustainable food community. Pretty much everything you source is local, right? I mean, it's amazing. If you haven't tried their stuff, definitely, I'm like the biggest fan. So please go check out their gourmet grocery store. It is incredible, especially if you need like a quick dinner to go, because when we say gourmet, it is very much gourmet food. And we're so excited that you all are going to be at Empty Bowls, but I want to get into this little personal connection. So tell us how you and Erica even met.
Sure.
Is the MANNA Love connection.
We met at Empty Bowls. In 2017, I had just started working at MANNA, and it was my first Empty Bowls, I think. I was running the volunteer program and managing the volunteers for the event and signing people up and sending out schedules and making sure everybody had what they needed to do their jobs. And Erica volunteered, and it was the first time we met.
It was like love at first sight. They're really so amazing.
We went to a concert afterwards and started a business the next year and had a baby the next year and survived the pandemic the next year and, well, still surviving, I guess.
Just a few things.
And so it's almost 5 years to the day that we met. Yeah.
That's so amazing. We'll have to do a little special thing at Empty Bowls this year since you all will be there in very different capacities. But one of the special things about our culinary partners is that they are bringing soup for thousands of people. We do over 1,000 tickets for Empty Bowls, and it is a very, very big investment, both in time and money. Tell us how it is that you all decided to do Empty Bowls this year.
Oh, how could we not? I mean, as we started our storefront and opened in February of this year, we knew that we needed to do more things out in the community to engage people in what we do and engage people in the organizations that we support. And previous to our storefront, we had been working out of a shared use kitchen only on the weekends, and so we didn't have the resources we needed to be able to do events like Empty Bowls and do things during the weekdays. And so, having the resources at our availability and disposal to agree to do things like this and be able to put ourselves out there a little more has been a big change for us this year and an exciting thing for Red Fiddle.
And MANNA is not the only organization that you all are supporting. I know that you are also working with Appalachian Sustainable Agricultural Project, ASAP. Who are some of the other nonprofits that you all are helping support?
We've, we like to focus our support on food-related nonprofits, but along with that, arts and culture are part of food culture here. So we've been longtime supporters of NC Stage. We cater a number of their events. And it's really created this nice synergy. But a lot of the people who support food organizations also support arts and culture organizations. So we see ourselves at these intersections of community that are really fun and interesting to us and really excite us about what we do. We are able to, connect people in new ways to each other and to the food that they're eating.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. Well, I'm going to ask you the same hard question that I asked Megan earlier. If you were to recommend ways that people can weave everyday action against hunger into their lives, what do you think is a good way to do that?
Sure. Like any good Southern Baptist preacher, I have 3 points. Number one is to pay attention, not necessarily to like what's happening around you, but more so to yourself and what's important to you, and as it relates to food, like what it is you're consuming and where it comes from, and what hands and people were involved in making it. And if you find some things that maybe maybe upset you a little bit about yourself, then maybe that's, a thing that you can focus on outwardly to try to do something about, whether it's adjusting your own behavior or actions, or is supporting an organization that's focusing on righting that kind of, injustice or whatever the issue is that might upset you.
I love that approach.
Second, I would say, find community. And if you can't find it, then build it. Whatever it is, going back to that thing that you identified that made you upset, you're not the only person who's upset about it, like I guarantee. So find other people who want to be a part of finding a solution. I've thought about some metaphor to describe what it's like to apply this kind of, self-realization and actualization. And I come back to this image of an MRI, like you go to the hospital. MRI is magnetic resonance imaging. But if you apply that to moment, like right now, like moment resonance imaging, if you analyze like a cross-sectional snapshot of this moment and who you are at this moment and what moments came to comprise this moment, you would have a pretty vast variety of things that you could fix or influence or impact. And then how can you make this moment, considering all that, resonate to future moments? Not just in your lives, but in the lives of those that your life touches. So it's a lot to consider.
I'm going to have to steal that.
It's a lot to
moment
consider.
resonance.
I mean, so many people went into creating this moment right now that we're in. And so many people's lives were, a major factor in creating this moment. And this moment right now between us is going to resonate into the lives of others. And I think the best that we can do is do our best in this moment so that, future moments are as good as they can be or better than this one.
So inspiring.
Well,
I'm just like, keep going.
That's just point two. Number three, pay attention, find community, and enjoy yourself. I've seen in previous nonprofit work, people who do the work and volunteer and get involved for the sake of getting involved. And after a while, it gets stale and they get bored. And then they either become jaded and want to remove themselves completely, or they just continue to go through the motions and are not a joy to be around. And that affects and resonates in other people's lives and can change the way, the work is done on an issue. So enjoy yourself. Whatever it is you identify that you want to do, whoever you're around while you're doing it, just make sure you're enjoying yourself. And this word enjoy is an action word. If you think about the prefix in enable, in mesh, in act, it's to make something happen. So I think oftentimes when you sit back and you enjoy something, you're sitting back and enjoying it. Like it's more of a passive thing. But I don't think that's what the word means. You have to make the joy happen. And you oftentimes will hear that someone's filled with joy. You fill yourself with joy, and that is what makes enjoyment occur. And so in terms of the work and addressing issues, specifically food security, find an issue, find the people, and enjoy the work. Enjoy yourself.
I don't know how we could end on a better note with this. I will later be highlighting the amazing soup that Matt and Erica will be bringing to Empty Bowls. Matt, thank you so much for the spiritual and philosophical approach to this work, as well as just being an incredible partner with MANNA and feeding so many people, both in your daily life and what you all are going to be helping us do at Empty Bowls. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. We really appreciate y'all's work.
I am really excited to introduce our next guest. If you are just joining us, my name is Kara. I'm the Director of Marketing at MANNA Food Bank. And today is Hunger Action Day. And it is a day that we encourage people across the country, along with our food bank partners, to get involved and take action against hunger. There are some really simple ways that you can do that. Here at MANNA, we make it as easy as possible for you to get involved. You can become one of our amazing volunteers. We have an incredible base of regular volunteers who are here every week, every month, making sure that people are getting fed. You can make a donation to MANNA. Every single dollar can be stretched to provide 4 meals worth of food. And you can advocate. You can advocate with our representatives, our elected representatives. You can advocate with other groups who might need some connection points like Matt was talking about. It's all about building community. And we have a lot of other ways that you can get involved too. We are going to do an Empty Bowls ticket giveaway today. So stick around for the end of our live stream. We have one more wonderful guest. Again, if you're just tuning in, my name's Kara from MANNA Food Bank. And we are going to step over and get some action on with another wonderful piece of our Empty Bowls community. Every year, Empty Bowls is powered by local potters who hand make gorgeous bowls so that we can provide meals to people across our community. And I am really thrilled to be able to introduce you to Lori Terriall today. She is with Village Potters. Crazy Green Studios is her studio, and she is working on a bowl right now, right?
I am.
This is amazing. So tell us, Lori, while you're working, I know
Sure.
this is like the double duty.
I can do
So
this.
how did you get involved with MANNA Food Bank?
Well, I have been in Asheville since 2006, and shortly after I arrived, I was fortunate enough to get a residency at Odyssey Clay Works, where my studio was. And as part of that residency, I would assist with classes and workshops, and one of the first that I worked on was an Empty Bowls class, headed by John Hardam.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And
He's the founder of Empty Bowls. This is an event that nonprofits across the country are now utilizing to raise money for hunger relief. And John Hardam actually lives here in Western North Carolina, which is a really cool connection for us. So yeah.
It is wonderful. And I had done work with, I'd made bowls for events before in other cities, and I joined that class, and it spoke to, my heart as far as something I could do, and I never looked back. I mean, I've been involved since then. So
Can you, over the years, is there even an estimate that you could make about how many bowls you have made for Empty Bowls?
I couldn't even guess. I don't, I kind of stopped trying to keep up with the numbers because then it started to get too much of an internal competition. So now it's more like, let's just make bowls and inspire people to make bowls. And that's what we're doing at the studio. So lots of bowls, lots
Yeah.
of bowls, and it's always a joy. I mean, piggybacking on what we just heard, this is my joy. So the fact that I can do something like this and have it contribute, to helping fight hunger every day, with what you guys do, is a huge joy.
That's amazing.
Because every bowl, every ticket sold is so many meals.
Yeah.
And I think of that every time I make the bowls. I think of that when I tell people. My assistant here today is one of our apprentices, Robin, who's live streaming for us. And anytime I'm inviting anyone else to do it, I'm telling the story basically of both how Empty Bowls started with John and how much this one simple bowl can do. I mean, I can't even do the math right now in my head.
180 meals this year.
That would be it.
Every single bowl.
Every single bowl.
Can you believe it? 180 meals are going to go out into our community with that single bowl. And that is such an inspiring way to take action on hunger. I love the combination of community, but joy and, just this personal connection to what it is that you enjoy doing or do for work, or however it is that you can incorporate it into your daily life. It really does make it more sustainable, I think.
Absolutely. Well, and it's easy to show people the different ways they can get involved, because certainly as potters, right now we are in the process at our studio of making bowls. And we invited all of our advanced program potters, and all the resident potters have been making bowls. They're getting ready to go through their bisque firing, and so we're going to have a nice little glaze party in about a week, so we can get them to you just in time. And it's great. And we tell our clients about it, our customers about it when they come into the gallery, and either they're going to be wanting to buy a ticket or find some way to support it because they see the immediate impact that it has for so many in our community. It's not such a it's a better way because people can get overwhelmed by the issue. You know,
Yeah.
oh, what can one person do?
Right.
One person can do this. You can, come take classes and learn how to make bowls, and let that be your contribution, and that's huge.
It is
It's
huge.
huge.
Well, and especially because the problem is so huge right now for us too. The pandemic exploded the need for food, and MANNA has seen challenges alongside our community. The economic challenges that have been facing the families here in Western North Carolina are also affecting us at the food bank. But we continue to serve 68% more people than we did prior to the pandemic, and that's on average every single month. So over 110,000 people a month are still turning to MANNA and our amazing network of partner organizations, folks like Megan and what she's doing there at Fontana Library. And that really is a vital, vital need. And I think the best piece of this is kind of what Matt was referencing, is the joy of being able to have an impact to make a difference in this issue. It is easy to get overwhelmed when you hear numbers like that, because it is such a prevalent problem here, especially in Western North Carolina, but really across the country. And when you know that the solution to hunger is food, it just feels like such a natural way to connect to our daily lives, and it really is the solution. It's just so inspiring that you all are doing these things in your everyday life. And that's what today is all about, is celebrating these everyday actions that people can take in their daily lives to make a real difference. And that literally you just made three bowls here. And that is hundreds of meals that are going to be able to go out into our community. And that is a real solution.
It's more than I could personally do.
Right.
I couldn't make the monetary contribution like this or cook that many meals, but the knowledge that this is what these bowls are going to do, it's really humbling.
It is.
Because it's literally filling the bowls for people, and couldn't be more thrilled to do it.
Thank you so much, Lori, for showing us your wonderful work. I just love watching people make pottery. It's very zen, I just want to get in the mud myself, but I'm wearing my little fancy television house. Oh, well, maybe. We'll see after the live stream. But right now, I want to give folks a chance to enter our Empty Bowls ticket giveaway. So these tickets are going to sell out probably within the next couple of days. We have fewer than 100 tickets left. We do over 1,000 tickets, and that is 1,000 bowls from folks like Lori and 1,000 bowls of soup from folks like Matt that are going into this fundraiser to make sure that every single dollar MANNA raises goes directly to feeding people. And if you have not yet bought your Empty Bowls ticket, you have a chance to win today and today only, Friday, September 23rd, 2022. Since we're doing a live stream, this video might be out there in the world for a little bit longer. But today, wear orange. That is the color of hunger action. Hunger awareness. I'm wearing a pumpkin version of orange, but if you see my little shoes down here, there's a little bit more orange happening there. So that's the fancy piece. So put on your orange, the color of hunger awareness, take a selfie, and send it to us at endhunger@mannafoodbank.org. We will be doing a drawing on Monday morning. But you send that in today, Friday, September 23rd, by the end of the day, and you will be entered to win 2 Empty Bowls tickets so that you and a friend can go and experience the magic that happens at this amazing fundraiser. You get to choose your own beautiful handmade custom bowl. You get to fill it with amazing soup. And we even have a collector's corner where you can find other items that you can either purchase for presents, gifts, amazing other work from other artists that are also donating their time and their talents to make sure that we are able to fill as many empty bowls as possible at MANNA Food Bank. So don't hesitate, wear your orange, take a selfie to endhunger@mannafoodbank.org, and you will be entered to win a pair of Empty Bowls tickets. I want to again thank all of our guests. Lori, thank you so much.
you.
Megan and Matt, will you come up here? We'll do a little thank you. We'll do the whole team. And I just want to say that this is a very small snapshot of the community of people who come together to take everyday action against hunger and to feed people across our neighborhood, across our region, across the state and the country. It is very inspiring. Thank you all for being with us today. We hope you have a wonderful Friday.